Hey everybody, my name is Munn. I am an exercise physiologist with the Brain and Cognition Clinic under Perth Integrated Health.
Welcome back to another video. I am so thankful that you're back because every view helps me grow my channel, and today I've got something special. But before we go there, I apologize for not uploading as often because I've been really busy, and busy is good, especially for a small business. So thank you to you all who've been supporting me. I've got to also announce the winner for the heart rate monitor is Jag Nevsky. Your comment was chosen, so congratulations. I'll be reaching out to you to connect with you and pass you that chest strap or arm strap. Welcome back to another video, and today I am riding with my good mate King Munn. King is an exercise physiologist, and so I've got some questions for him that I will ask, and you guys are in for something cool today, especially if you're a masters rider, getting older, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, 60s. This is for you. Alright, let's ride. We are going to be looking at what we can do, 3 key exercises that we can do for strength and conditioning, especially as older cyclists. So even if you're younger, you can do this, but if you are my age, masters category, in the 40s, in your 30s, all the way up to 60s, these exercises will be really good for you. You can do them at home, which is really good. Also, we'll be talking about reaction times and how we can actually improve our reaction time, because as we are going faster, well, we need quicker reaction times as well. So we'll be talking about that today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you like it, please let me know and I can do more of this. If not, I'll focus on other stuff. Cheers. Alright, we have done our ride. This is actually pretty cool. Like, just slot the wheel in and it holds the bike up. Good stuff. I like this. Should have more of these U-shaped bike racks. So we're gonna order some coffee, sit down and have a chat. Well, this is Canteen Pizza at Applecross. We didn't buy pizzas today, but apparently they're pretty good. So if you've tried the pizza here, let me know. They do pizza in the morning as well. So I'm here with King Munn today because a few things have come to mind. As I'm getting older, well, funnily enough, I'm also getting faster. And going faster comes with a whole set of different problems. You know, when you're slow, when you first begin, you go like, all I want to do is just go faster. And then when you get fast, you find a whole lot of different problems. It's no longer that I can't keep up. It's no longer the there are a few things that you really want to improve on when you're slow. But when you're fast, or when you're faster, because I'm not super fast, there are things that you got to deal with, like for example, reaction. Because you're going faster, you got to react quicker, whether it's road obstacles, someone who's coming in too close, someone who jams the brakes in front of you, or simply just riding around and having a car brake check on you, which happened just yesterday on the PCITP group ride. We were riding and a car cut in and brake checked. If the reaction times weren't good enough, all of us in the whole peloton would have gone down. People were upset, but essentially a few things in combination. So as we get older and as we get faster, I want to recap. I think the first thing is that strength as well. I know that muscle mass and stuff, King Munn, muscle mass and stuff just goes downhill from there. And so there are things that I would need to do to keep my strength up, correct? What else is there? Yes, reaction times, and also the realization that you can actually train your peripheral vision. So instead, because when you're going slow and you look back to the front, that's okay, it's not too bad. But when you're going at high speed, talking about 35, 40 k's an hour, maybe even faster than that, and you do a look around, that is a serious cause of concern, because you could veer off course, or you could slow down. You would not react quickly enough if someone in front of you slows down or there's a pothole. And so relying on peripheral vision is so much more important. And King Munn here has got the answers to all of those, which is why in this episode, this vlog today, it's so interesting. So if you haven't subscribed yet, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell because I want you to know when my next video drops. Anyways, enough of that. I'm going to start asking Kingman some questions and hopefully he's got the right answers. All right, let's go. All right, so about strength and conditioning as I get older. What are a few things that I should look out for and what should I actually be doing to not deteriorate?
Yep, I think the word deteriorate is quite key here. Essentially, once we reach a certain age, in about our 60s, we do tend to undergo as guys.
I'm not 60 yet, bro. I'm 42.
Well, I'm talking in the future, but essentially, males go through what we call sarcopenia, and that's essentially the loss of muscle mass as we do age, and coupled with the fact that falls risks tends to increase. Other comorbidities might start showing itself a little bit more, and so that is why strength work is actually such a key component to what we do as well, alongside sharpening the brain.
So, if falls risk is the thing that increases, how does strengthening myself actually prevent injury or help to reduce injury?
Yeah. So
how does it work?
So
do I get more padding?
I mean, there's actually some pretty interesting products out there that inflates when it senses you about to fall, but that's a whole different thing. I'm not here to push that. But really, the whole point of strengthening here is it's to be able to prevent you from falling in the first place. Yeah, so there are two aspects to it. The first is prevention, that's what we always want. And the second is recovery, If someone were to fall, are they then going to be strong enough, per se, and be able to pick themselves up from that, both literally and down the road to recovery?
I'm going to interject. You mentioned prevention, so strength preventing falls. Would it be? Are you basically saying that if I maintain my body strength, I will effectively prevent myself from falling because I won't have like a sudden knee failure or something, where I suddenly get weak and suddenly go down?
Along those lines, yeah. So the stronger you are, put it this way, the stronger you are, the less susceptible you are to having one of those sudden knee failures, per se. Or if you were to trip over a curb, or if something were to catch your foot, you'd be able to have the strength not just to prevent that, but you'll be able to really just put your foot out, stop yourself, have the strength to hold yourself in that position, stand upright again, and continue doing whatever you're doing.
That's true. As we get older, we do lose that strength.
That's right.
And so, are there any exercises here that you could recommend?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
can you just name off a few, and we'll just cut them in later?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of good ones would be front foot elevated split squats. It doesn't sound as scary as it really is. You can always do that with the body weight because after all, you are, different individuals have different capacity. You want to be focusing on your eccentric contraction, and essentially that's the muscle contracting while it is in a lengthening state. Yeah, and that is the key component there because most people can't recover from that because an eccentric contraction is actually pretty challenging the older you get, especially if you have less muscle mass to carry you forwards.
We'll have to have a look at that shortly. What else would you recommend as well for me?
Yeah, honestly,
people in general.
Just very simple sitting and standing motions, what we call the squat movement pattern. Yeah, and that's literally, obviously you don't have to load up with the weights and stuff, but if you were to just use a chair, sit yourself down slowly onto it, stand back up, that is already good enough, at least to start with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else?
Yeah, definitely. I would say things like your hinge movement patterns. So, being able to bend over and hold your weight while your center of gravity is slightly off, and just knowing where your limbs are in relation to space, really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Front foot elevated. Okay. Front foot elevated, right? Okay,
yes, front foot elevated split squat. The reason why is because when you put your foot, if your front foot is elevated, you do tend to engage your quadriceps a little bit more. We're playing with different angles here. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So how does it go?
Essentially, it looks like this. Never done this with cleats before, so don't laugh at me. But essentially, you want your whole foot on an elevated platform here.
Yeah.
Okay. Rear foot slightly on your tippy toes. I've got cleats on, so I'm cheating. But the whole movement pattern is to keep your chest, your torso upright. All right, come down. Allow your knees to drop down straight. Push yourself back up. Okay.
Can you repeat
Same thing. Coming down, keeping your chest upright, pushing yourself back up. You should really be feeling that in your quads and even in the one that's on the floor too.
Sweet. What movement pattern?
So with the squat movement pattern, all right, so this is great for people who are just starting out or who may not have any sort of, who has lower confidence in their ability to hold themselves up, but essentially you want a chair just behind you, okay? If you feel like you need it to be higher, that's fine, but for now, all you gotta do is slowly let your bum come down to the chair. Again, keeping your torso upright, just allow a bit of a soft touch there, coming straight back up, fully extending your hips. All right, if you need to take a seat, use armrest and push yourself back up. That's fine for now. Aim to move away from that down the road as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hinge
And
movement pattern.
For the hinge movement pattern, this one's a little bit more complex, but essentially, same thing, standing shoulder width apart here, okay? Just allow your hands to come down to the front. All you're gonna do is think about dropping your bum backwards, all right? While you are sliding your hands towards your kneecaps, all right? Note that I'm not bending my knee any further. All I'm doing is just shifting my butt backwards while maintaining an upright, well, a straight and flat torso. Just like that.
Cool.
And back up. Cheers. All right.
We're at Canteen in Applecross. Iced coffee, iced chocolate, and the savory muffins are yum.
A bit too yum.
A bit too yum. Okay, before we get sidetracked, while I continue to eat,
Thanks.
so we've covered the strength part. Now I'd like to find out a little bit more about reaction time. Can I actually train myself to improve my reaction time as I get older?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't mean that as I'm getting older, I'm getting slower.
Well, naturally speaking, people do tend to be slower, but there are ways, just like strength, there are ways to circumvent that or to also slow it down and to even improve on that.
I see. So, what can I do? As an expert, what would you recommend? Let's say if I came to you and go like, "Hey, Kingman, I want to improve my reaction time."
Yep.
What will you put me on? What program or what homework?
Okay, so a very simple and basic drill that I like to give people to do is for them to go home, hold on to a small ball, literally stand in front of a wall, close their eyes, gently toss the ball towards the wall, and the moment the ball leaves their hand, I'll get them to open their eyes again and essentially try to intercept that as it bounces back. So that's just a very simple and affordable way to do things. That's something to do at home, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Is it going to be any different if, let's say, I went into the clinic, I saw you as an ex-phys and I'm a client, would I be holding a ball, throwing at a wall as well?
Well, you might, just because it's you, but essentially, if you do come into the clinic, no, we do have a lot more equipment that we can use, a lot more equipment that's specific and purpose-built to help you develop your reaction time, among other things as well. Yeah.
Any examples? Can you?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of those pieces of equipment that was purpose-built pieces of equipment would be what we call the Hyperflow machine, and that's essentially using a giant touchscreen where we program different drills to work on your peripheral vision and, well, among other things, as well as your reaction time as well. Yeah.
Right. So, because my next question was about peripheral vision.
Right.
Whether I can actually improve my peripheral vision.
Yeah. So peripheral vision, that can be something that is worked on in a clinic. Not only can it be drilled on, we do have measured outcomes. So we do measure these different drills with objective numbers per se. So in terms of the reaction time, we measure them in milliseconds all the way up to seconds. With the peripheral vision, we've got different scatter points as graphs, measuring not just your peripheral vision, but your left and right graph and the different points of contact.
Which side of your peripheral vision you tend to use more?
That's correct, yeah, and which is actually more accurate compared to the other.
I see. That's actually pretty cool. And this is the BCC, right? Brain and Cognition Clinic.
That's correct. That's with the Brain and Cognition Clinic.
Nice. All right. So, a few things. Just a quick recap. A few things. Number one, strength training. Kingman showed us a few different things that we can do. The elevated, what's that called again? Elevated
front foot elevated split squat.
Man, that's a mouthful. Whatever. I'm just gonna put it here. And the other two, the hinge squat, is it?
hinge movement pattern.
Hinge movement pattern, and the other one was the
squat.
squat.
Squat movement pattern.
And so those two will help with strengthening, strength and conditioning. I think there's a lot more we can probably do, like weights and stuff, correct?
That's correct, yes.
But that's for another time, I suppose. And also, the other two things about peripheral vision and reaction times. That's actually pretty cool. Holding a ball, throwing it at the wall, opening your eyes once the ball is released, be able to track the ball and catch it back. But I think I'm more impressed with the fact that there is the Hyperflow machine. I've been on it as well, and if you're looking to actually improve your peripheral vision and also improve your reaction time, maybe it might be a good idea to just hit up King Munn. I'll leave the link below because you might be able to get a trial session. Come in, give it a try, and if it actually works for you, then hey, why not? As we're aging, as we're getting older, as we're getting faster as well, we also want to make sure that we are safe, because safety is super key to be able to enjoy life, enjoy riding. So yeah, that's pretty much it. King Munn, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. You're getting stronger, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You're getting faster as well.
Hopefully.
Now it's time to carb up.
All right, absolutely.
All right, cool. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. And thanks for watching. Ciao for now.